Yo, 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 everybody. It's your boy Tori G here, and I'm here with some smooth R&B to do a plug-in demonstration for you. Today we're gonna be talking about Techivation and their T-De-Esser. All right, here we go. Let's take a listen.
It's some kind of voodoo when you do the things that you do. Then you look at me hypnotically. The things you see is magic, magic. You're the only one that always sees to my needs. Anything you want, girl, you could get that for me. Swear I just gotta have it. I'm feeling for you like an addict. It's beautiful, must be a miracle, or it's magic. I just gotta have it. It's like the rabbit pulled out the hat trick. It's so ecstatic, 'cause it's magic.
All right, listen to that. Check that out. All right. Slow jam, super slow, taking it way, way, way back. But we hearing sibilants and we hearing some issues in the upper mids. Or the upper mids, right? So far, there's literally little to no processing on any of these tracks. Actually, none on any of them other than the lead vocal. All right. So currently I did a little bit of processing. Ran it through a channel strip, and I ran it through a LA2A emulation. But with that, we're hearing sibilants that, is getting pushed up in volume. We all know that sibilance is an issue, and let me tell you right now that Techivation's T-De-Esser Pro is a freaking beast. Let's go ahead and get into it. All right, so right here we have an A and B section and the bypass section. A and B is for you want to A/B your settings between two, or I don't know if you can automate it, but you may or may not be able to automate switching between the two if you need to, or you can copy A to B or B to A. You have your side menu here. You can do your undos. There are presets already available. You can save your presets, load presets, go to the default. And my favorite thing, it's scalable. Scalable GUIs are my favorite. We already know that. And you got your login and about and all that cool stuff. Okay. Now let's get into it. You have an output. You don't have an input control. That's set on, before you hit this de-esser. You have your de-esser processing setting. You have your your level meter. You have your frequency range selector, low, high, mid, high, and high end. I don't know if you noticed that, but you can see that switching to the standard frequency range of high end, you got from 5 kilohertz all the way up to 20. Your high band is from between 5 and 10, mid high 2 and 4. Low high is from 1K to 4K. So this is a very good cheat code here. On the standard version, you really only get these 4 and that's it. But that's pretty much all you need. You just got to know which frequency ranges these are covering. Okay. So let me go ahead and undo all that. Boom, 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 and boom. See how easy that was? All right, so you also have basically your de-esser ratio. This is your ratio / intensity, how hard it's going to chop off or push down. The sharpness, which is how smooth the de-esser reacts to the S's. Your attack and release, similar to a compressor, how fast it grabs onto those S's and how slow it is to release them. The coolest thing is, another cool thing is when you hover above certain functions, you have basically little helpers that show up here. Boom. The speed of de-esser. Yep. Smoothest of de-essing. All right. You have a mix knob, which is also cool if you want to kind of push it and then back off the mix. This is another really dope section. You got your oversampling. So I have mine on 2 times because, you know, I don't necessarily need to push it. I might push it up on the bounce on the mix down. But 2x really kind of allows the processing to be much more accurate and sound better. You have a difference monitor and a filter monitor, so you can hear where you're filtering, and then you hit your difference so you can actually hear what it's de-essing. Link is between linking left and right, or you can do mid side, and you can link mid or side. Right here you have a high cut filter, and here you have a saturation effect here. So what this is going to do is kind of smooth out those S's. If you don't necessarily want to do too much level ducking or leveling off, you can actually smooth it out with saturation in combination with your de-essing. It's another form of de-essing if you didn't know saturation. I did not mention the look ahead. So what the look ahead does, it gives this plugin time to process. So you put that on. It's basically going for low latency mode into a little bit of latency mode, so it can actually go ahead and get some time to process. So if you have it on, it gives your de-esser time to kind of catch get the information and process what's going on with minimal artifacts. Okay, so that's the overview here. I'm gonna go ahead and put look ahead on. I'm not trying to do any low latency monitoring. Oh, a good with turn look ahead off is when you want to monitor through the de-esser. Boom, boom. Keeping it on will give you that latency. So depending on what you're doing and what kind of system you have, look ahead being off during tracking is probably a good idea. All right, so let's go ahead and listen to just the instrumental and the vocal, the lead vocal.
When you do the things that you do, then you look at me hypnotically, the things you see.
You can always hear that more often than not that the S's will be pretty loud, okay? So basically here, let me see. Let me go ahead and render that out. And so let's zoom in onto one of these S's here.
When you do the things that you do, then you look at me hypnotically, the things you see.
You see that big S right there? That's a big problem. A lot of times you can visually see where your S's are. And if they are bigger than the actual vocal waveform, like the vocal portion of your waveform, it's probably going to be too loud. You can go ahead and slap T-De-Esser Pro on there and we'll make it work. So let's hear the difference here.
It's some kind.
Oh yeah, you heard that?
It's some kind of voodoo when you do the things that you do.
If you notice, the level meter is the overall level. There's another hidden meter here displaying the S frequencies that it's hearing.
It's some kind of voodoo.
And a reduction meter there.
The things that you do, then you look at me hypnotically, the things you see is magic. Magic. You're the only one that always sees to my needs. Anything you want, girl, you could get that for me. swear I just gotta have.
Listen to how smooth that is. Now check this out. I'm gonna run it back, okay? And we're gonna add some saturation here.
It's some kind of voodoo when you do the things that you do.
We'll go about 10%.
Then you look at me hypnotically. The things you see,
Wow.
is magic, magic.
Let's take a listen at what let's use the audition section to listen to what we're the frequencies we're trying to catch here. This is the filter. Now let's listen to what it's actually taken away. Pretty cool. Watch that big S coming. There it is. Now, I don't know if you didn't notice, but it's also catching some of the upper mid register and knocking that down. Also, it's very smart. Seems to be very smart. Okay. Now we're gonna basically flip between the different ranges here.
When you do the things that you do,
Upper mids get knocked down, or low
then
mids.
you look at me hypnotically. The things you see is magic, magic. You're the only one that always sees to my needs.
So it's really hearing that high end. I like it right here at between 5K and 10K, or to cover that range, because I like to leave my air alone and kind of control that separately. But because of the way this plugin is set up, the saturation kind of smooths that out. So adding 10% saturation, wow, kind of smooths that up.
When you do the things that you do,
and you can roll off some of the higher frequency at before 20K.
When you do the things that you do,
You can almost give yourself a lo-fi effect here.
then you look at me hypnotically. The things you see is magic, magic. You're the only one that always sees to my.
You hear how increasing the intensity or the ratio, it really knocks it down directly, really fast. Well, not really fast, but actually really hard. So this is really the intensity, how hard it's knocking that down when the S's get past the threshold.
When you do the things that you.
Now I want you to take a look at this the reduction meter and watch how smooth and how fast it reacts to these S's.
When you do the things that you do, then you look at me hypnotically. The things you see is magic, magic.
So you can tell that the sharpness is how much it focuses on those S's. And I'm going to leave these alone right here. They're pretty self-explanatory. Now, if I had like a bus track where we have a bunch of S's, things pan left and right, I would put it in the mid side and have it kind of linked to about 50%, so it'll knock the S's down. This is like we have stacks of vocals. And this particular song, the stacks aren't necessarily there, but I hope you can hear the difference here. So I'm going to unmute everything, and I want you to pay attention to how the reverb reacts to the S's also. Now that the S's are smooth, the reverb doesn't sound wishy-washy or whistly and woolly. It actually contributes to the sound of the things at the end of your chain also. So check that out. Now I can actually increase the high end on my vocal to help with the, bring the presence out. So now that I've got the problem frequencies, these high S's controlled, I can increase the volume.
When you do the things that you do, then you look at me hypnotically. The things you see is magic, magic. You're the only one that always sees to my needs.
You hear? That is amazing. Shout out to Arturia, but the De-Esser is doing the work right now. Check that out. I boosted the high end with the 1073 emulation, and the T-De-Esser is doing the hard work. And that's only one instance on this vocal, one instance, and it sounds so natural. Let's go back to that section again, one last time, and we'll check out how the S's sound.
I just to my knees. The only one that I always sees to my needs. Anything you want, girl, you could get that for me. Swear I just gotta have it. I'm feeling for you like an addict. It's beautiful, must be a miracle, or it's magic. I just gotta have it. It's like the rabbit pulled out the hat trick. It's so ecstatic, 'cause it's magic.
Well, you guys, I hope you guys enjoyed that as much as I did. I love getting tools that work well, okay? And this one works very well. Very minimal CPU usage. Let's turn, let me put this on 1x oversampling. If you notice down here, the millisecond change is it's literally 1 millisecond in change. The look ahead adds 2 milliseconds. And let's go to the meter. This is a cool thing about Studio One, is you can actually see exactly how much CPU percentage. 3%. That's if it's even doing that, and I don't think it's that bad at all. Because this is so CPU efficient and so good, I want to do one last tip for you guys. Okay, check this out. Let's say I want to save some CPU and I want to commit. Pro Tools users, you know what this is. You guys have Audio Suite or being able to commit up to a certain plugin. We have in Studio One what is called event effects. So for my Studio One users, you can either hit the I button up here to go to your event effects, and you can activate that. Or what I do is I hold Alt, go to the plugin manager or wherever you got the plugin, and just drag and drop it. You see the difference here? Adding it to the event effects. Now it's directly on this event. And now I can go ahead and render this as is. So my shortcut key command is the slash on the number pad. To render an event effect, all you gotta do is go here to the inspector and hit render next to the event effects. That'll basically bounce out or render this file. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Boom, and you see how quick that was? Amazing. Now I don't have to use any CPU for my de-essing. It's already done, and boom, I can move on with my life. Yo, once again, shout out to Techivation. You guys did an amazing job with this one. You guys need to check out Techivation. The link is going to be in the description below. Make sure you guys, if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, there's going to be more videos like this. There's going to be more collaborations. And once again, T-De-Esser, job well done. Job well done, Techivation. Very happy to add this to my arsenal. And I hope more people are able to check this out because this is really good. This is a very unique de-esser. Very unique de-esser that has everything you need plus some. Plus some. And the price is reasonable. All right, that's my time. I hope you guys enjoyed. Have a good evening or good day.